Grand Rising. So why would I say that the state of the Black community is the Black woman's fault? I have to do a bit of a background story for you guys to understand that. So many years ago, I used to go to this bookstore and talk to the owner of it. He and I would have conversations about a whole host of things. I would spend hours in there talking with him about, life, politics, relationships, all the things you're probably not supposed to. And one day we were talking about the state of the Black community. We were talking about, single parent homes. And me being a product of one made it very touchy, of course. But we were talking about, just where we are as a people. And he made a statement that I would never, ever forget and has changed the course of my life. I'm getting excited just saying it. So he said to me, it's the Black woman's fault that the community is in the state that it's in. I'm going to say it again. He said, it's the Black woman's fault that the community is in the state that it's in. So, of course, I was immediately perplexed, annoyed, disgusted, angered, because, like I said, being a child or a product of a single parent home, my mother working several jobs to try to maintain a lifestyle for myself, still working multiple jobs to this day. I just couldn't believe that a Black man at that had the audacity to say it, So, of course, I was like, well, how is that possible? I gave my whole list of reasons why, it's actually not our fault. And if we have to place the blame on somebody, then the blame has to go to the Black man, right? So at the end of my spiel, I was up on my soapbox saying everything I had to say. He just calmly says to me, well, who chooses who? Who chooses who? And I said, what do you mean, who chooses who? And he said, well, does the man choose the woman or does the woman choose the man? The truth is that, we choose. Women choose the men. So he said, well, if you all are responsible for who you interact with, allow into your personal space, date, marry, have children, or don't do any of that and just immediately have children and procreate with, then the state of the world is your responsibility and your fault. I know that's a tough pill to swallow, ladies. And initially I was still being like, nah, that's not it. That's not it. But as time had gone on, the bookstore has now since closed. I don't even know where this man is in the world. But these two questions or statements rather that he said to me over a decade ago now really just rang all the way true in my life. So I'm here to say that he's right. It is our fault. What's some reasons that the state of the Black community is the Black woman's fault? Well, one is that we set the tone. We set the tone and the standard of what is acceptable. How are we saying that we do that when this is a man's world and it's patriarchy and all of that? Well, with the power of the pussy. If we women decided to say, you know what? Ew, you are a gangbanger. Ew, you sell drugs. Ew, you litter on the ground. Ew, you think something like that is funny. Ew, we're not out here really trying to stop these people from freaking, human sex trafficking and kidnapping children, molest people off the street. Like, ew. Oh, you don't care about the Native American pipe. Ew. Like, you know what I'm saying? Once we have a standard, oh, ew, you don't take care of your body. Ew, you eat that. Oh, gross, you smoke cigarettes. Ew, ew, ew. If we say no, like generally all of us, like these are not standards that we're gonna deal with from that. I'm not allowing you in my space, in my body. You're not getting no parts of the PUSSY if you're like doing all of this gross, horrible stuff. But we don't do that. We tend to want the bad guy. We tend to want the guy that's not doing the right thing. We tend to follow, oh, he may be powerful, but he's, out here killing, shooting, murdering, doing whatever else he could possibly be doing. So that's the first reason that is our fault, because we actually set the tone. And if we set the standard, if we raise the bar, which means we have to do a lot of personal, introspective inner work, then they, of course, don't have a choice to meet that expectation. That's just how it goes. That's one. Two, we're the gatekeepers, guys. Women, we are the ones that decide who is coming in or out of this planet, right? Like that's our decision totally. So based on the standard of man that we decide to interact with, and now we decide all of those crazy flaws that they have, and I'm not saying that women don't have flaws, but we tend to pick people that are not necessarily doing the best things in the world. Once we see that, now we decide that we're gonna procreate with this person and collect another DNA download of what that person is doing, and then you're also your flaws too. Now, I'm not saying that people can't change or can't become better, but what I'm saying is that at the times that we do these things, specifically Black women, I will say myself included, I wasn't thinking with a full deck. I was definitely a young Black girl looking for love in all the wrong places because I was not yet healed and not figuring out exactly who I am and what my standard was. So that's the key to it all. This whole conversation is putting a responsibility on us because it is our responsibility. Whose hands should it be in? So I know that we are in the time of the divine feminine, the rising of the divine feminine again. So women, if you are feeling powerful, it's not just because you already are powerful. It's also because astrologically we're in a space of, this energy coming through in a different way, walking through, pushing people out the way, finally letting them know, hey, we're here. We've always been here. We're here to stay. We deserve respect. And until we get the respect that we deserve, things ain't going to be, nice up in here. They're going to be nice, nasty. And, men don't like to deal with nice, nasty, Gotta watch your food when women talk about being nice, nasty. But I'm just here to say, guys, that look, the power is in our hands completely. Where the women go, so goes the culture. And with great power comes great responsibility. Yes, all of those cliches, ladies, they're actually meant for us. The divine feminine is waking each and every one of us up and letting us know, like, hey, enough is enough. It's time to reclaim, right? Let's go with it, mother. It's time to reclaim our throne seated next to the man and get this world in tip-top shape. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is for the women to finally wake up and say enough is enough. And until we get things in order, everything's shut down. Nobody's coming in this space, in or out. I hope you realize, ladies, that the power is in not only your hand, but in your pussy. I'm just going to keep doing these videos trying to save, the world one little pussy at a time. No peace, no pussy, guys.